About a week and a half ago, a robber walked into a Houston taqueria shop and he had a toy gun. His name was Eric Washington. Now, we all know the story by now. He was robbing the place, and as he was robbing the place, he didn't pay attention to one customer who was armed. And of course, we can't show you the clip, but gunshots, please. That particular individual got deleted. Eric Washington was 30 years old. Now, of course, the shooter was praised. He did not go to jail. He was not arrested. But the mother of Eric Washington has come out to tell her side of the story. And this is interesting because we're going to find out a lot about Mr. Eric Washington, about his lifestyle and what he was struggling with right now.
Online records reveal Eric had been out of jail on bond during the attempted robbery. Recently charged with assaulting a family member, the 30-year-old also previously convicted for aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, a case 10 years ago that resulted in the death of a 62-year-old Houston man. Police Monday meeting with the customer who fired these shots, so far choosing not to arrest him or charge him with a crime.
Thursday morning was the last time he called me.
What did he say?
He said, Mom, son to mother, I'm trying to be the best person I can be.
In an ominous phone call Thursday morning, hours before the robbery at El Ranchito that would end his life, 30-year-old Eric Eugene Washington promised his mother, Corrine Goodman, he would do better.
What he did, I don't condone. I don't. He knew better. He never said anything or made me think he would go this route. He started working, he was striving, because he said, Mom, when you send someone to penitentiary, it breaks you.
In 2015, records show Eric was convicted of aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon and sentenced to 15 years in prison in connection to the shooting death of the business owner, 62-year-old Hamid Warridge.
He was there. He did not kill their father, but he was there and their father got killed. And that I am sorry for. I never got to say that to them, but I'm sorry for that.
Eric served 7 years and was released on parole. In December, he was charged with assaulting his common-law wife and later bonded out.
He's not the monster people picture him to be.
As the case now turns over to a Harris County grand jury, Corinne has one message for the patron who killed Eric.
I don't hate him. I can't hate him, but I want to know why didn't you stop? If you had to kill him, I can deal with that. I can come to grips with that. He did something wrong. I understand that. But for him to be shot 4 times in the back leaving, and when he falls down and he shoots him 4 more times, he abused him. He was dead already. And that hurt. That hurts.
Natalie He, Fox 26 News.
So I know what people are going to say, right? This is a man who did 7 years into prison. He was already out on a warrant or doing something else when he tried to rob this taqueria place with the toy gun. And looking at his record, the guy is a repeat offender. He is a menace to society. But look at the mother. The mother doesn't see this guy as maybe the rest of the people who watch the video see the guy. The mother doesn't look at him like that. And of course, she carried this young man for 9 months. And mothers are always going to believe in their children. And I want to be respectful to her because she felt like, her son was trying to change his life. And she doesn't understand, why did the man need to, pretty much do an overkill and do that to her son? In other words, we see her son different than she sees her son. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. And this is what I want to see. And that's kind of what's happening in the black community. Obviously, even criminals, killers, the worst people in society, there are people that know them that don't look at them in that way. They see the human side of them. But if this young man was out there working if this young man was out there trying to get his life together, the question is very simple. Why was he out there committing crime? And again, I can pretty much point to the problem. Where is the father? Of course, in situations like this, black men get all the blame. And then black women, who are the mothers, what do they get to say? Well, I did the best I could. You know, why did y'all have to shoot my baby? All this stuff. But see, here's what we don't do when we deal with young black men. We don't get them ready for the world that doesn't see them like mama sees them. I have so many buddies, and some of you black men out there know what I'm talking about, right? How many friends do you know that, because of their mother's love, they've been ruined. They've become absolutely worthless to society. And, when mom dies or when mom is no longer around, the rest of the world doesn't care about them. And that's the thing, like for me, I'm 41. My mom calls me, makes sure I'm doing the right thing, even right now. But my mom or my dad, and my dad doesn't even look at me like that. I mean, he looks at me as a grown guy, right? But now the thing is, my mom I'm always gonna be her baby. But the world is not gonna see me as a baby. The world is gonna see me as another black man who they can care less who lives or dies, and who cares about what you're going through, And that's what we need to do. We need to get our young men ready for what they're gonna see in the world. And I'm telling you, young black men, bro, just like this guy got gunned down, you can also get gunned down very easily by somebody in our race or somebody in another race. And if you don't understand what you're up against, you're not going to be successful. We have too many women that are babying these black men, and they can always go back to mom. But usually what happens is mom passes on. And like the old preacher used to say, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, a lot of brothers got to get out of that, because mama can't protect you from everything. And a lot of moms have really tried to do a good job being single and raising kids by themselves because of the situation. But they really have ruined a lot of black men in the process, because the world, as much as you want to coddle these guys and make them soft, the world wants men that can produce. The world wants men that doesn't make excuses. And when we are people, and when our mom forgives us and the world doesn't, hey, it's all bad news. Sometimes you got to work 12 hours a day as a man, 13 hours a day as a man. You have to get the job done. You have to do it the right way. You have to make the first impression. You have to make the right impression. And nobody cares about what you're going through or what you have been through. That's black men's fault to look out for other black men, to make sure that our mental health is okay, to make sure that we can talk to each other about things that are going on in our life. Because nobody else cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to have sympathy on you. Maybe if you're 5 or 4 years old or 3 years old, but now once you get to like 13 or 14, even before that, you're just like anybody else. People can beat you, people can shoot you, people don't care about how much you're in pain when you're in the hospital. And that's why a lot of black men got to get it together. Get it together now, because by the time you are 40, 50, and if you get broke, if you get poor, man, nobody has any sympathy for you. You're a big grown ass man. And the only people in this life that get love are women and children, and sometimes superstars. In that order. And this young man had to figure it out. He had to find out the hard way that they don't care about you, man. And you shouldn't. And if you wanted to be living, don't do the wrong thing, because other people don't play like that. You have a toy gun and you're out there robbing folks. Hey, man, somebody's not going to care about your life. They're going to make sure that you don't get up, that you die, that you perish. So we have to understand when we're dealing with other men. Hey, man, men will kill. Men are executors. So when we make a decision to do something, we got to stand on it. And your mama can't help you. That's one thing. Mama can't help you. So it's best to start helping yourself and doing the right thing right now while the blood is still running warm in your veins. Ain't that what the old preacher used to say? Well, guys, I'm up out of here. It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. We're out.